Well, I thought I would do another exercise on simultaneous equations. That is a more advanced question that involves or includes one linear and one nonlinear. Now, based on the previous examples that we have worked, usually when you get the equations right away, you could realize that one is a quadratic and one is a linear. However, when you look at these two equations that we have here, it's not that easy to recognize that. So in this case, the quadratic, it's a bit disguised. Okay, so let's just work through it and see how you get around this. I just want you to be comfortable, given the fact that any situation you're in, you can find your way out. Okay, so we have two equations and we're going to solve them simultaneously. So first, I'm going to label my first equation, equation 1, and my second equation, equation 2. Now, what I'm going to do basically is that I'm going to make A the subject or B the subject. It doesn't matter which one you choose. I'm going to choose A to make A the subject. So I'm going to say make A the subject in equation 2. Now, equation 2 states that A minus B is equal to 1. So if I'm making A the subject, I must look at what B is doing to A, and when I notice B is being subtracted from A, so I'm going to say I have to add B to both sides really to make A the subject. So I'm going to say A minus B plus B is equal to 1 plus B. Now I know that a negative B will cancel out with a positive B, so I'm left with A is equal to 1 plus B. Now I have an expression in A, so now I can take that expression in it, and I'm going to just quickly label this equation before I move further. This is my equation 3. Okay, so that's 1, 2, and now I have derived my equation 3. Now I can now substitute A is equal to 1 plus B in equation 1. So anywhere I see A in equation 1, I'm just going to replace it with 1 plus B. So let me just make another note here. Substitute A equal 1 plus B into equation 1. Okay, now equation 1 states that A times B, so we have AB is equal to 20, and AB is the same as A times B. So I'm going to remove my A and I'm going to replace it with 1 plus B. So here I have 1 plus B, and I'm going to put that in a bracket, and I'm going to multiply that by B because A is multiplying B, and all of that is equal to 20. So really what I have here, I must now expand my bracket, remove the brackets by distributing B inside the bracket. Okay, so I'm going to say B times 1 would give me B, and then B times B will give me A plus B squared, and that is equal to 20. Now if you notice now what kind of equation we have here, we would have a quadratic equation, and our quadratic equation is in B, so I must now rearrange it by rewriting in its general form now. Okay, so I would have a B squared plus B, so this B squared, then this positive B, and that would be equal to 20. Now I need to now take across my 20 so that I have 0 left over here. So I'm going to say B squared plus B, and I would have to subtract 20 from both sides. So I'm going to say minus 20 because this is a positive 20, and that is equal to 20 minus 20. Okay, what I do to this side, I must also do to that side. So I know that a positive 20 will cancel out with a negative 20. So really what I have left here is B squared plus B minus 20 is equal to 20 minus 20 will leave us with a 0. So now here we have a quadratic in its general form. So I mean, we can go ahead and we can solve this by factorization, or you could also use the quadratic formula to solve. So let me just rewrite what I have down there. Up here I have a b square plus b minus 20, and that is equal to 0. Now again, by factorization, we know that we're taking the product of AC. So therefore AC would give me, the product would give me A is 1 and my C is negative 20. So I have the product of AC is negative 20. Now I need two numbers. When I multiply them, I get negative 20, but when I add them, I get a positive 1. And by intuition, that would state that it's 5 times 4. Now, if you notice, 5 fours will give me positive 20, but I need a negative 20. So I'm going to have to change the sign on one of these factors. When I look at my b is positive. So my largest factor should carry the sign of b. So I'm going to change the sign on the 4. So I have a 5 times a negative 4 will give me a negative 20. And I have now a 5 minus 4 is equal to positive 1. And positive 1 is a coefficient of b. Okay, good. Now I can just use my factors to expand this. So I will have a b square. And then I'll change this b here. I'll remove this b and replace it with a plus 5b minus 4b minus 20, and that is equal to 0. Now I can go ahead and factorize by grouping, and when I so really I can now factorize by grouping. So I'm going to say I'm taking out what is common to b squared and 5b, so I have a b there, and b into b squared will leave me with a b, and b into 5b will leave me with a positive 5. And now I close my bracket. Any sign that is here, I'm just going to take that down. I'm going to ask myself what is common to 4b, negative 4b, and negative 20, and I would have a 4 that is common. So I'm going to open up my bracket, and I'm saying negative 4 into a negative 4b. Negative 4 will cancel negative 4, leaving me with a positive b. And then I'm going to say a negative 4 into a negative 20 goes positive 5 times, okay, because a negative into a negative will give us a positive, and that is equal to 0. Now when we're here, guys, when we reach here, all we're doing is I'm going to combine what's on the outside of the bracket, okay? So this b here and this negative 4 here, I'm just going to take them and I'm going to rewrite them in a bracket. So I'm going to say b, this b, and then this minus 4, and then I'm going to close my bracket, and then I'm going to open up another bracket, and I'm going to say b plus 5. I'm just rewriting what's inside one of my brackets. Okay, so I mean, after I factorize and now I have my factors, then I'm going to just take out my factors and I'm going to equate each of my factors to 0. So I'm going to have b minus 4 is equal to 0. Now I need to solve for b, okay? So when I look, 4 is being subtracted, so I must do the opposite of subtraction, which is addition. So I'm going to have 4 minus 4 plus 4. And what I do to one side, I must do it also on the next. So I added 4 here. Now I'm going to add a 4 there. So I know that a positive will cancel out with a negative. So I know that b is equal to 0 plus 4 will give me a 4. Now I have one solution for my quadratic. And we all know that we need two solutions when working with quadratic equations. So, or since I've solved when b is minus 4, that factor, since I've got a solution, now I need to find my next solution. Okay, so I'm going to say when b plus 5 is equal to 0, then now I need to say b, and if you notice 5 is being added to b, so I need to subtract 5 from both sides. of my equation. Okay, so I have a subtraction of 5 there, so b plus 5 minus 5, this will cancel out, so I'm left with a b is equal to 0 minus 5 will give me a negative 5. Good. Now I have two solutions for my quadratic. Let me just clear here because I think we're going to need a little bit of space. Okay, so let's clear there quickly. Now if you notice, since I have my two solutions for my quadratic, now I'm just going to take each, because I have two solutions rather for b. Now I need to find my two corresponding a values. Okay, because if you notice in the original equations I have a and b as my variables, so I'm just going to simply take each of these solutions for b to find the corresponding a values. So I'm just going to make a quick statement here. Substitute b equal 4 into equation, and I'm going to choose the simplest equation, into equation 1. Okay, so equation 1 states that a b is equal to 20, so a times b is equal to 20. Now if b is 4, then I'm going to say a times 4 is equal to 20. So really this is a times 4 is the same as 4a is equal to 20, and all I'm doing, since 4 is multiplying a, I'm just going to divide through by 4 to get the value for a. So 4 will cancel 4, so a is equal to 4 into itself goes once, and 4 into 20 goes 5 times. So obviously a is 5. Now I found the corresponding a value when b is equal to 4. Now I need to find my corresponding a value when b is equal to negative 5. And again, I'm going to take that and I'm going to say substitute b is equal to negative 5 into equation, let me use 1 again. Okay, so I have a ab is equal to 20, so I'm basically saying a times negative 5 is equal to 20. So really what I have here, I have a negative 5 times a would give me a negative 5a, and that is equal to 20. So basically I'm just going to be dividing through by my negative 5. So when I divide through, so let me divide through by negative 5. What I do to one side, I must do to the next. So negative 5 will cancel with a negative 5. So I have a is equal to negative 4. Okay, so it's pretty simple from here. After we have found our solutions, we're just going to state our corresponding solutions. Let me just pull this up a bit. So now I'm just going to say when a is equal to, when a for the corresponding values, when a is equal to 5, b is equal to 4. Okay, and when a is equal to negative 4, my b is equal to, a is negative 4, b is equal to negative 5. And those are our answers. It's really that easy, guys. Remember, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them. You can even rate the video if this has helped you, if this video have helped you in any way. Okay, and ask your questions if you're in doubt, and we'll get back to you. I mean, we're cool like that. Okay, good, bye bye.